Hey, I'm Chris Berman. Got a lot of games to cover. Let's get at it. In our first game this week, we had the Jaguars come away with a 7-point win. In a long-standing AFC rivalry, we had the Jets pick up win number 2. Gabriel Wilson stepped it up this week and gave his team some added firepower for the win. Down in the deep south of Atlanta, we had the Falcons come away with a tie. Torrey Holt pulled down 100-plus receiving yards and helped his Rams beat the Seahawks. Over in Raljean, Maryland, we had the Redskins edge their way to a narrow 3-point win. Panthers, Broncos. Terrell Owens is split out at the 3-yard line and takes the quick hitch, touchdown. The Broncos win this one by the final score of 20-14. We had a big injury in this one, and Trey has the lowdown for us. Trey?
All right, Boomer, thanks. In front of you, we've got the AFC Infirmary Report. And as you can see, they were hit hard this week. Kevin Dyson is probably the one that most leaps out at you. He'll be out for 10 weeks. In front of you, we've got the NFC list. And as you can see, they could form their own MASH unit. Plaxico Burress sticks out on this list as one of the more costly injuries. It's a torn calf muscle, and the doctors are estimating he'll be out for 11 weeks. Now, on to even bigger news, as you may have already heard. This guy said he knew his season was over the second he went down. And indeed, his club will need to find someone to pick up the rushing slack. Now the big story of the day. Javon Walker is going to find himself on the shelf, and that will be a major blow to his team. So that'll do it for now. Chris, let's send it back to you.
The Texans' defense came away with 4 turnovers in their win at Reliant Stadium. The Titans won on the road and will now head home to meet the Texans. In a long-standing NFC rivalry, we had the Cardinals win their 4th game of the year. Steve Hyden stepped it up this week and gave his team some added firepower for the win. Raiders, Colts. Clinton Portis wants to get his team inside field goal range. Gets the handoff at the 42. Oh, he may do more than that. He shakes too. He could go all the way. Touchdown. The Colts go on to win this by the final score of 6-3. Deep in Cajun country in New Orleans, we had the Saints edge their way to a narrow 3-point win. We had an interesting free agency pickup of note here. Trey's got the lowdown for us. Trey?
Robert Thomas will be moving on from his current address, and he gets a pretty good deal to do it. 3 years, $2.1 million.
And last but not least, we had the Dolphins come away victorious. So another week in the books here on ESPN, but what do you say we hand out a few game balls before we go? Here's my primetime players. That'll do it, sports fans. I'm Chris Berman, and thanks so much for joining us here in the Bristol studios. We'll see you next week right here on ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports.